How we doing, everybody? Haven't made a video in a while, maybe about 5 days or so, since the Tennessee Titans lost their game Sunday morning. And hey, still bummed out by it. We're 2-4. We have some interesting moves ahead of us, and that's what this video is about. Pro Football Focus released a article on the 18th of October this month, and they listed 10 players that are potential trade candidates. Out of those 10 players, 3 of them are Tennessee Titans. I'm going to be breaking that down, specifically and only the Tennessee Titans players. And at the end of the video, I'll let you know what I think. And I'm going to name a couple candidates that they did not list and ones that we've been hearing rumors about. And before I get to the video, I want to ask anybody that's a new watcher of the channel, please subscribe, like, comment, share. It means the world to me. We're going to keep these videos rolling. We're going to keep them coming. Next week, we play the Atlanta Falcons. I'm wearing the throwback uniform for Derrick Henry. Hopefully he's still on the team. And I'm doing a joint video with an Atlanta Falcons YouTuber as well, so stay tuned for that. But hey, we're going to dive into this Pro Football Focus article here. And like I said, 3 players, Tennessee Titans, were listed in here. And we'll get into the first one. And the first one is DeAndre Hopkins. They had the trade they have him going to the Kansas City Chiefs, and they have the trade compensation being a 2024 third-round pick, and they have the contract acquired being 2 years, $15.24 million, $647,000 fully guaranteed. Now, I like that they're getting into the contract part of this because they go into detail on some of this. So we'll get into what they say. Hopkins has missed time the past few seasons due to injuries and a suspension, but is still one of the more reliable receivers across the NFL. Over the past 2 shortened seasons and so far this year, his 82.1 receiving grade still ranks 25th among wide receivers with at least 250 snaps. Most importantly, his 3.4 drop rate replaces 26 among 135 wide receivers with at least 50 targets over the span. Chiefs wide receivers have a 7.3% drop rate this season, the 5th worst mark in the NFL. Lastly, Hopkins' 1.95 yards per route run since 2021 ranks 21st among qualified wide receivers. So while he may not be at his peak, he's still a very good player. Tennessee will not have to convert Hopkins' salary into a bonus to facilitate this deal, but they should effectively view any potential trade return as if they did. The Titans paid Hopkins a $9.815 million signing bonus this offseason, and his 2023 salary is the veteran minimum. So for all intents and purposes, they are providing this benefit to an acquiring team. And Kansas City was one of a few contending teams that refused to meet Hopkins' contractual demands before the season. At the end of the day, Hopkins can still earn $12 million in 2023 cash and play for a contender, and the Chiefs can pay around $1.25 million while parting ways with a draft pick that is likely going to fall in the 90s. Now, man, I'd hate to see it that happen, but I get it. We might be a team that's selling here, so we have to brace ourselves for this. If we do, we're getting a 2024 third-round pick, so this upcoming draft, I guess it's tough. It's tough. I personally don't like it because our receiving core is not good. Treylon Burks is hurt often. We need someone to throw the football to, and it's been DeAndre Hopkins. If we trade him, we are throwing the white towel. We're throwing a towel, waving the white flag, however you want to say it. We're throwing this season away if we trade DeAndre Hopkins because we're not going to have anybody to throw the football to. And I want to see him there for guys like Levis or Willis, whoever we roll out. If we do roll them out and sit Tannehill, regardless if he's injured or not, we need someone there to be there for the young quarterbacks. And especially if we end up drafting one this year, we need a guy like Hopkins. I don't like this one. and it doesn't make sense why we went out and got him too, just to trade him eventually. But hey, anything's possible. I don't see this one being possible. I don't think we would do it. If we did it, you can't tell me that Mike Vrabel can sit up there and tell the fan base that we're not tanking. It's impossible to say that. That's why I don't see this one happening. Next one, Tennessee Titans safety Kevin Byard to the Philadelphia Eagles. Trade compensation, a 2025 third-round pick, so next year's draft, and a contract acquired 2 years, $16.3 million, zero guaranteed. Byard's 2023 salary was reduced to $4 million before the season, which makes him significantly easier to trade at the deadline. And while he's expressed a desire to remain in Tennessee for the rest of his career, perhaps a chance to contend for a Super Bowl is too hard to pass up. This is a tough trade evaluation, with just 2 safeties aged 30 or older traded since 2010 and both for day 3 picks. Byard is a better player than both at this stage in his career by a comfortable margin. But there may not be a middle ground where Tennessee is happy with a return and Philadelphia doesn't feel like they are giving up too much. The Eagles also do not have a 3rd or 4th round pick in 2024. Ultimately, the Eagles are chasing a ring in what could potentially be the final season for close to a half dozen franchise legends. So we think they're willing to be aggressive here. Eagles starting free safety, Reed Blankenship, the team's leading tackler through week 6 with a 79.2 coverage grade, is dealing with a rib injury. So they have been looking into defensive backs across the league, which may not be a great sign. Byard was PFF's highest graded safety in 2021 with a 90.4 mark and followed that up in 2022 with an 81 coverage grade, picking off 9 passes over the past 2 seasons with 8 more pass breakups. As a tackler, Byard has earned tackling grades above 80 with missed tackle rates below 7% in 6 straight seasons. He's as reliable on the back end as any player in football. The bigger splash options here are Arizona Cardinals safety Budda Baker or Denver Broncos safety Justin Simmons. Byard took a pay cut before the 2023 campaign, whereas Baker got more money and insurances from the Arizona Cardinals, and Simmons has a $14.4 million 2023 salary. Baker's stint on injury reserve with a hamstring injury further complicates matters, but he certainly would present a good fit for this Eagles defense. Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon was the Eagles defensive coordinator last season, so Baker has familiarity there. However, Philadelphia doesn't have many ways to clear significant cap space at this juncture. So inheriting a big contract or asking Denver or Arizona to retain a ton of salary instead complicates matters tremendously. Now, this one, guys, I see that one being a possibility. I think that Byard's play just has not stuck out to me this year for the amount of money he's making. He's supposed to be one of the best players on our team, and that worries me. I'm a big Byard fan. I love him. Have his jersey, have signed cards, numerous cards by him. I'm a big fan. But he's just not, we're paying top-end safety money, and he's just not showing up. We're not getting interceptions. He doesn't even have a pass defended this year. And I remember a few big tackles that he missed. I mean, he's a good tackler, but he still missed a few big ones. Specifically last week against the Ravens, at least one. And, you know, getting a 2025 third rounder back, that sucks because we can't use it right off the bat, but we're building draft capital. It sounds like if there's a free safety that's on the market that will be available, that's going to be for teams that are contending that with not a lot of cap, it's going to be Byard. Because like they just said in the article, they're not going to go after Baker or Simmons because the contracts are too high. And there's an injury risk with Simmons as well. So, you know, you have to look at all this stuff. I really do think Byard is a trade candidate. I believe this one wholeheartedly. I think out of any player on the Tennessee Titans right now, I actually do think it's Byard that is the highest chance to get traded. And the reason I'm saying that is because you got to remember, Rand Carthon asked him to take a pay cut at the beginning of the year and it pissed him off. There might be some bad blood there, whether they squash it or not. It still might be there. Something to keep in mind, food for thought. Like I said, guys, I don't want to see us start selling the team. I don't, because it just means it's the end of an era. We're rebuilding, but we need to. We really do. We need capital. We don't have draft capital. We're still living in the purgatory that John Robinson put us in. So We have to get out of it at some point somehow, right? I do see that one being a very realistic possibility. And guys, I really do think if anybody's traded on this team, I think it's going to be Kevin Byard. Now let's get into the third player here in the PFF list of 10 candidates, and that's Tennessee Titans cornerback Christian Fulton, and they have him going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Trade compensation would be a 2025 fifth-round pick, contract acquired, 1 year, $742,000. Might as well round up, say $743,000, which is nothing for the NFL. Now it says here, Fulton is struggling mightily in the fourth and final season of his rookie contract, but a change of scenery where he can play behind one of the league's elite defensive lines could help him turn his young career around. The only cornerbacks under contract beyond 2023 in Pittsburgh are 33-year-old Patrick Peterson and rookies Joey Porter Jr. and Corey Trice. Trice suffered a torn ACL in the team's first padded practice, and the uber-talented prospect out of Purdue fell to the 7th round because of injury concerns to begin with. Among 83 cornerbacks in 2023 with at least 100 snaps lined up out wide, Levi Wallace's 48.2 grade ranks 72nd, and Patrick Peterson's 59.6 mark ranks 54th. Porter has flashed big time when on the field, but adding another young option too, at the very least, get a good look for 2024 and beyond, makes a lot of sense for the Steelers. The only other young starting caliber cornerback who we think might be available is Chicago Bears cornerback Jalen Johnson. His services should come at a much steeper price, and it's entirely possible Chicago doesn't yet want to give up on a talented young player, even in the midst of a contract year. I see this one being feasible as well. He was benched last week against the Ravens, Christian Fulton was, and he fell out of favor there. I mean, yes, it's only a 2025 fifth-round pick, but guess what? I'll take it. He's not going to be on this team next year at all. There's no way. He won't even want to be here. Cut ties with him now. Get him off the field. Rather see Trey Avery out there or one of our young undrafted corners that were making plays in the preseason. Give them a shot. Get Christian Fulton off this team. This is the only guy listed and that I will talk about today that I want off the team. And I did a video on this guy saying that he was an X factor for us before the season started. Well, guess what? I didn't know that he was going to be such an X factor. It was going to screw us for the whole season because he is one of the worst coverage corners in the NFL. Vrabel saying stuff like, don't be peeking back on the guy or the quarterback while playing man coverage. Make sure your guy doesn't catch the football. Stop peeking in the backfield, looking at the quarterback. He's like, these are things we shouldn't be talking about 4 to 5 weeks into the season. And he has to with Fulton. And Fulton is always injury prone. And he just, then he defends his poor play too. And that pisses me off, guys. It really does. If you make a mistake, own it, man up. Don't go out there and make an excuse after it to make it even worse. You sound like an idiot. You play like an idiot. Get this guy off the team. He's not going to be here next year anyways. Get some compensation for him. I will take a 2025 fifth-round pick all day. I'll even take a 6th-round pick. Get him off the team because guess what? Someone's going to sign him to a 1-year deal anyways, a prove-it deal. We're not even going to get compensatory picks for him if somebody signs him. So get him off the team. See ya. Bye, Christian Fulton. Going to keep it short, sweet, and simple there. Bye, Christian Fulton. Now, there's a few guys that were not listed in this article that I want to talk about as being realistic trade candidates. One of them being Ryan Tannehill. Now, Ryan Tannehill does not need surgery on his ankle, and it's supposedly just a sprain, which sucks for us because I want him to not ever take another snap as a Tennessee Titan. And I thought that was the case Sunday afternoon. But guess what? Things change. He seems healthier than we all thought he would be. And it seems like Vrabel wants to roll with him anyways. Well, if we trade him, you can't start him. We got to see what we have in 2 young quarterbacks. Get Ryan Tannehill off the team as well. Get some compensation for him. You're not going to sign him back next year. If you do, the fan base will freaking riot. So let's get Tannehill off the team, get some compensation for him. Trade him to the Jets while Aaron Rodgers gets healthy and you have another vet quarterback. And, he can win you a few games. He's a very good, manageable quarterback. When he has an elite defense and a good running game and a good offensive line and good receivers, when you have the entire team built around him like the Jets do, He'll be good there. Send him to the Jets. Send him to the Falcons if Ritter keeps struggling. He has the pedigree, the history there with Arthur Smith. Let's maybe try that route. There's two teams right there that I think could trade for Ryan Tannehill. What we get for him, I don't know. High salary, but he is a quarterback. I say a 2024 fourth round pick, maybe a fifth, just because of the salary. It's going to be high, guys. It's going to be hard to want to bite. Next guy, Derrick Henry. I've seen so many trade hypotheses for Derrick Henry. I've seen Baltimore Ravens. I've seen Cleveland Browns. I've seen Dallas Cowboys. Man, who else have we seen? I just like 10 teams. Buffalo Bills. I've seen Miami Dolphins. I've seen Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, out of all those teams, I can see Ravens. Can you picture Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson in the backfield doing a read option? Oh my God, that's not even fair. But do we trade him to an AFC team? I don't know. I don't think so. Do I see him going to Dallas? No, they have Tony Pollard. Why are they going to do that? Do I see him going to Dallas? I said Dallas Cowboys. No, I don't see him going to the Buffalo Bills either. They don't have cap room. They're already negative cap next year. Do I see him going to the Philadelphia Eagles? Yes. I think out of those teams, Philadelphia Eagles make sense and Baltimore Ravens. I think the most sense is the Philadelphia Eagles. And I saw second round picks and I've seen third round picks mocked. I'll take those. Do I want to see Derrick Henry off the team? No. Guys, I tried to figure out whose jersey to get for the Love You Blue, the Oilers throwbacks. And as you can tell, I got Derrick Henry. I have his helmet back here, multiple figurines behind me, cards, signed, everything. Love him. Oh, I don't want to see it. It's going to come to an end eventually, but we also have to admit, Tyjae Spears has been seeing the ball a lot this year. A lot more than I thought was going to happen. And if we trade Derrick Henry, we got to be excited for what Spears can provide. Spears is looking solid, looking dynamic. God forbid he gets injured. Knock on that, but he's healthy, dynamic. He was just listed as one of the best 2023 NFL draft steals. I like it. I like him. I like where we're going to be at in the future with this guy. And I think that's what makes it easier to trade a guy like Derrick Henry. And you know what? As much as I would hate to see it, at the same time, if he went to the Philadelphia Eagles, I think I'd actually like it. It gives him a chance to win a Super Bowl. He's not going to win a Super Bowl with the Tennessee Titans. Him and A.J. Brown can go win a Super Bowl. Maybe they trade Byard to them too. It'll be the Philadelphia Titans over there. And guess what? They win a Super Bowl and they're all happy. I like those guys as players still. Sucks that we couldn't win one with him. I think Derrick Henry deserves a championship. I think it would be a slam dunk on his Hall of Fame resume. And I hope he gets one. I really do. So, guys, that's what I have for today. Those are the 5 players. 3 of them are Pro Football Focus. And then Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry were my own trade candidates there. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you agree with any 5 or with the 5? Or do you think there's someone I'm missing? I've seen things like Danico Autry, which, it was odd to me. But I've seen Azeez Al-Shaair. I don't know. Azeez, I think we're going to sign him long term. I saw Sean Murphy Bunting. I don't know. I don't believe that one. But maybe you guys do. Let me know. Let me know down below what you guys think. Hey, we got football here for Tennessee Titans in about 9 days. It's slow. It's like a mini off season. It sucks. But hey, we're going to get there eventually. And there's probably going to be some moves made between now and then. And we'll find out who the quarterback is as well. And I will do a video on that. And keep an eye out for the joint broadcast there or a video with the Atlanta Falcons creator. So guys, let me know what you think down below. We'll talk soon. Tighten up.